Hey YouTube, welcome to the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. Today's video is about your vehicle's first aid kit / vehicle preparedness. This is a basic everyday carry setup video. There's all kinds of first aid kits out there. You can get them in bags, hard cases, different manufacturers, different brands. I'm just going to show you the kit that we have in both our vehicles for everyday use, and a couple of bonus items. So watch the whole video. There's more stuff at the end. This is just the basic everyday kit. We carry it with both our vehicles. Have this exact same kit in it. Now some of the items in here, we have duplicates of in our everyday carry bag, our day bags, or what have you. And there's a lot of stuff that's not going to be covered in this video that I'll come back on another video and cover some different loadouts, if you will, for different tasks you're doing with your vehicle. But this is like, going to the grocery store kind of stuff, or, not going, more than an hour or two away from your home, not doing any off-road or nothing like that, and there's summer, winter loadouts, stuff like that goes along with this. But with that said, I'm going to open this kit up and go through it. I think this is a pretty good little kit for the price. And I've got a couple of bonus items in this kit that I bet a lot of you don't have in your vehicle. Alright, here's the inside of the kit. It gives you a little list of everything, that all the refill parts in it, even got the poison control number and stuff on it. So if you use parts out and you go back with the North or Honeywell brand of stuff, you can just look up the part number or the SKU number on it and reorder to replenish. Before we get started, a couple of items that some of you might not have in your first aid kits. Chem lights, or light sticks, glow sticks, whatever have you. Got some green ones. You can get them in orange and red. The green ones have a longer shelf life from what I understand, and they're usually cheaper than the orange ones. You can get these in huge packs. But all this stuff I'll have links in the description of the video too if you want to check some of it out. Why would you keep light sticks in your first aid kit? Well, if your vehicle has electrical failure, and you don't have a flashlight on you or something like that, you'll need some way to see or to alert others. You can get road flares, hazard triangles and stuff like that. But I've had the road flares fail for moisture, especially in the toolbox of the truck. The moisture will just infiltrate them and ruin them. But the light sticks, they're good for a couple of years, per the manufacturers, but I've used light sticks that are 10, 12 years old. They still light up. You just don't get as much light out of them, as many hours. These will burn 12 or 14 hours. And if you get the older sticks, they may only go 2 or 3, but you still get the light. So you can use orange for a caution. You can use green. And you've got strings in where you can swirl them around and get attention from somebody if you are, darked out and your electrical system's gone out in your vehicle. So light sticks are a good thing to have. Keep a couple of them in there, and I also have them in my everyday bag. But another thing, maybe a little flashlight. This is a little practical survival flashlight. It's rechargeable, LED. It's got strobe on it, so you could flag somebody down with that. If you're off the side of the road in the dark, nobody can see, you can just sit here and strobe, and this thing will stay lit for hours. And another thing, if you don't have a lighter or something, this has a little lighter on it. Go nice, right? So you could start you a wintertime situation. You could, if your car's not running, you're out of fuel or something like that, you could always start your little fire. So that's a good little flashlight, and I'll put a link in there for that too. But now let's get down into the contents or the guts of the first aid kit. Now here's the contents of the first aid kit spread out where you can get a little better look at it. And here are the extras: the chem lights, the little rechargeable flashlight, and gloves, extra gloves. It comes with some purple nitrile. I just throw some extras in case another person has to jump in, and help fix somebody up. But disclaimer, don't do anything that you're not comfortable with. If you don't know how to do something, a procedure, don't do it. I highly recommend getting a CPR class and a first aid class, at least a basic understanding of the first aid components. So, that would be very helpful. But if not, there's a little book in here that shows you how to do a bunch of basic first aid. But that's not the time to be reading about it. It's when you need it. You need to know how to do everything safely and properly beforehand. So, you know, a little first aid course or CPR course, you know, would be real nice to have in case you ever need it. But let's get started with the contents. It's got mouth barriers for CPR. It's got a large assortment of different bandages and sterile pads, and it's got gauzes of different sizes, lengths. It's got medical tape in there. Some more a whole pack of just regular boo-boo band-aids. And then all the anesthetic wipes, and it's got bee sting relief. It even comes with some pain relievers and stuff in it, and you know, all kind of different goodies in there. It's got antibacterial like Neosporin cream and stuff in there. More gauze pads, so it's got a large assortment of different gauzes and stuff, and smaller size band-aids. A cold pack, cold compress. It comes with scissors. It's even got a little iPad with it, and plastic tweezers. It's got eye wash and all that good stuff in it. So it's a pretty good little, you know, basic kit. You know, some of the medical professionals or nurses would laugh at this little kit, but hey, it's better than nothing. It's better than using a rag and duct tape to patch your finger up if you hack it off with something out in the woods, or get it smashed in a car door or something like that, until you can seek professional medical help. So it's a good little everyday carry kit. And you know, it comes, the box is waterproof, got a little gasket in it too. So nice little kit. Could get you out of a tight spot. Bonus time. How many of you have a fire extinguisher or emergency food bars in your vehicle that you drive daily? Let me know in the comments below. Good idea to have a little fire extinguisher in your car. And just make sure you get one. Yeah, this is a little 2.5 pounder. Make sure you get one that's DOT approved or U.S. Coast Guard approved. This is an ABC multi-use fire extinguisher. You know, most modern cars may not have an electrical failure or a fuel failure enough to cause a fire, but you never know. And if you drive an older vehicle, you know, those are more prone to having some issues, especially carbureted stuff. And I've had to use one of these in real life. Maybe 20 years ago, but still, that thought sticks with me. I had a carburetor backfire on the old truck I was driving at the time. And yeah, if I didn't have the fire extinguisher, the truck would have went up in flames. It burned underneath the hood and all that, but fire extinguisher, you know, kept it from getting worse. And actually the truck, after I put the little fuel fire out of the carburetor, it fired back up and got me home. So, you know, fire extinguisher is a good thing to have, but caution, don't leave this laying in the cab of your truck or in the back of your SUV or in your passenger compartment unsecured, because if you have a rollover accident or get hit, this is a missile. It's going to come through there and it's going to bust your head, and it's going to severely injure you, or could severely injure you, or worse. So they got little brackets. You know, you can screw it down to the floorboard under the back seat or underneath the seat of your truck. Just make sure you can still get to it, but make sure it can't come loose in the accident and flop around and come up in the front of the vehicle and smack you around. This one actually sits under the rear seat in my wife's vehicle, so the seat folds down on top of it and the seat latches, so it sits beside the jack and jack handles and all that stuff that the vehicle comes with. This actually sits right in a little cubby hole beside it, so this is secured that way. And the fire extinguisher I keep in the truck, I actually keep a bigger one in it. It's a 5 pounder, and it stays in the toolbox, so you know it's not going to come up into the cab because the toolbox is closed. And that goes to other things too, like your receiver hitch and stuff, like hitch balls and other heavy stuff in your vehicle. Secure it so it can't come up and hit you in an accident. And another thing, we keep emergency food ration bars in both vehicles. And they got a good shelf life. They're vacuum sealed. I mean, you never know. And we carry more food if we're doing different tasks, but I always just keep a couple of packs of these in the vehicles. You know, they're good little packs. These are older. These are getting near the 5-year shelf life, so it's time to replace these. U.S. Survival that makes these, I think they've changed the packaging and stuff on it. So I'll put a updated link in that, and a link for this too, because you know this little 2 pounder could help you out, or if you see, you know, if you want to be a good Samaritan and somebody else is on fire or something like that, or a little forest fire starting, who knows what. You know, but read up on using a fire extinguisher, get proper training. Don't take on nothing that you're uncomfortable with, because you could get injured. You know, this could make you feel emboldened and you want to take on something you're not trained for. So if you're not trained or uncomfortable, don't do it. Don't pop the hood on a vehicle with a flame too, because that could be dangerous. There's a whole different set of scenarios that go along with this. Video is not inclusive for all that. I'm just trying to put ideas out there for folks that may not have some of these items in their car. So no arguing back and forth that you need this and that. This is just to thought-provoking videos to maybe expose some shortcomings you have in your vehicle, or ways to prepare better to get you out of a tight spot. So that's the bonus footage. So thank you for watching the Off-Grid Mountain Homestead. Stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe.